What's Gucci with the veterans, military? Today we're going to be talking about potential government shutdown and what's going to be the impact when it comes to veteran affairs, VA compensation, VA benefits. Let's get into it. So, first of all, I was looking at, the Senate notes, Congress from this morning, and they're talking about a scheduled government shutdown a week from tomorrow, which is next Friday, Saturday timeframe, if they cannot get the budget down. And, they're going to talk about, and I quote, this was from one of the speakers, one of the American people, when they watch this, what they must be thinking. They must be thinking these folks can't run a 2-car funeral. This is the very picture of incompetence. And with that being said, we got our leaders. I know they're funding a lot of things when it comes to wars, especially, the crisis at the border. We got wars over there in Gaza, trying to support Israel, trying to support Ukraine. Now this new thing has come up in Yemen. We started bombing that, but at the very least, we have money stretched. We got money stretched thin, especially through all of these conflicts. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Let's go into some things. It's a sad state of affairs, but it's not a reflection on the work of the Senate Appropriations Committee. Under the leadership of Senator Murray, Senator Collins, the committee has passed all 12 bipartisan appropriation bills June and July last summer. But, this past fall, it was a potential government shutdown that came through. But then, they got some funds through. They got that through. They got it passed last minute. However, now they're coming up to another point in which coming to a guaranteed shutdown. If between the Senate and the House, they can't decide on, bills. I know y'all like the bills. I know that. I know this. They can't decide on the bills, how to spread funds across all these agencies, across all these support missions of these threats, veterans, military, whatever case may be. If they can't do it, foreign intelligence as well. Obviously they can do it. It just depends on if they can agree on the specific funding each agency, each conflict, each individual thing is going to receive when it comes to they bless that motherfucking bill. The crisis at the border. Fentanyl epidemic has killed 71,000 Americans last year alone. Urgent issues. So they definitely got to deal with the border. That's it's been lingering. Hundreds of thousands of migrants have been crossing into the country legally and illegally. On a vast majority of them, false claims of asylum. They're claiming countries that have conflicts of their own, and they're coming here to America. What does that mean? That means we got to pay more in taxes. we got to protect our loved ones. Definitely with some of these migrants being spotted, the gotaways, these gotaway migrants coming into the country with weapons, firearms. If you're seeking asylum, why are you bringing anything with you? Outside of just clothes and possibly your family, maybe something to eat, a couple of dollars in cash that you can exchange for U.S. currency. So deadlines. U.S. Senate Majority Leader, they had ample enough time and countless opportunities to move funding bills through regular orders. Our colleagues, Appropriations Committee, on a bipartisan basis. They've had since summer up until now. Now let me get to the part where they're talking about veterans active duty right here. And the House has its own challenge, but it ought to be passing bipartisan appropriations bills and sending them to the House. Then we can work out in the conference committee a compromise and send the president to keep the lights on, to keep the border paid, to keep our commitments to our veterans. To pay our active duty military and their families, as well as maintain effective work in the government. When they fail to provide government agencies with the certainty they need to plan for the future, it becomes an issue. And this is an issue that all of our leaders, state leaders, Congress, whatever the case may be, they're not agreeing on certain things when it comes to the financial aspect of funding these departments. Why? I'm not sure. But we're quick to send money to Ukraine. We're quick to send money to the Middle East. We're quick to send money to the Pacific. But when it comes to investing in our own futures, why does it take so long for Congress members to budge legislation whenever it comes to national defense, veterans, and military readiness? Makes no sense. And it's kind of true. It's like, hey, yeah, I know we're America's police force, but why do we need to send all this money on the drop of a dime to all of these countries when we can't even take care of things at home? I mean, hey, what sense does that make? We got veterans. We got military. It's definitely military. That's the first thing, military. When I was active duty, the only thing I gave a fuck about was getting paid. I didn't give a fuck where I was at. Afghanistan, Iraq, motherfucking Djibouti, motherfucking Europe, motherfucking in a field for 45 days. If I'm in there, I'm getting paid. Baby, you know what I'm talking about? I'm getting fucking paid. So, with that being said, it's like, hey, and when I was active duty, I actually did suffer a shutdown. I didn't get paid for, I think it was 60 days while I was in the Middle East. And they were like, oh, it's coming. But, if you're active duty military, luckily I was deployed. I didn't have any bills. I didn't have anything to pay for. But when you got military members who have homes, who have, fucking cars and shit, they got to pay on a regular basis. They got, if they're not deployed, or even if they are deployed, possibly they got to send money back home to the family. And they're not able to do that. They got to tap into savings if they have savings. As far as I know, not a lot of military has savings unless you was like a senior staff NCO or an officer, because they balling out of control. Especially officers. You could be fucking 21, straight out of college, straight out of OCS boot camp, going to the military, making like $7,000 a month minimum. Baby, minimum, with BAH, and you be sleeping, be living by yourself. So, hey, with that being said, tell me what y'all think about this. Hopefully, last I checked, that there should be an appropriation or like a separate pocket of money when it comes to veteran affairs, veteran benefits. So I don't believe that VA compensation will be touched. However, who knows? They're trying to save money, especially with all this stuff going on. That's why all these proposed bills have been coming out. All these proposed changes to current VA ratings, because they want to lower that deficit. Obviously, I don't know why they're looking at veterans. They should be looking at everywhere else except for veterans. But, they want to make the process harder for veterans, whether it's with those VA disabilities that are connected to the proposed changes. Hopefully they don't go through. Hopefully they don't come back. But I guarantee they'll be back. But hey, y'all like this type of content? Fucking let your boy know. Y'all know what time it is. Light skin activity. It's motherfucking Debo while y'all stay fucking Gucci with it.